Hello everybody, doing a video today on how to use gParted to clone your hard drive to a bigger hard drive, which is normally what you want to do, or a same size hard drive to a same size. You don't want to clone from a larger drive to a smaller one. It doesn't work out, and it's not safe. So um, first off, why would you want to do this? So sometimes you get a situation where you can't use you have to use commercial space software and it's too expensive, or the software that's available for your drive, like a Samsung drive, doesn't work. So you end up having to find another method. And this is the method I use, and it works pretty well. I've only had one case where it didn't work, and it was with a very particular Dell Precision desktop. I don't know why, but for whatever reason, it would not clone. With whatever software I used, it would not do it at all. First off, let me go ahead and show you some of what we use here. So this is what I'm going to use today. It's the AMZ Pilot. I bought it on Amazon. It works really, really well. It's a great little piece. It's USB-C on this side, and it'd be a C to C cable or a C to USB-A. So it works really well. So I would use this, and then here we have a 1 terabyte NVMe drive, and we're gonna take a 256 NVMe drive, and we're gonna clone it to this one. And then we have a Dell workstation over here. We're gonna use Dell, so we're gonna go into the BIOS, and we're gonna make some changes if necessary, and take care of that. So this is really, really the combo I'm gonna use today. Just snap in the top like that, and we're gonna plug it into that workstation. Okay, and the other thing too is there are auto cloning devices. So like if you have an older hard drive that spins, you want to get something that's powered and has a USB cable on it if you want to. This one's very special. You actually can open it up. It takes an NVMe drive on this side. It takes a traditional like 2.5 or 3.5 inch drive right here. Works really well. This is a Sabrent disk cloner setup. I got this from Micro Center. Really good deal. And then if you're just doing a simple SATA drive, I'm sorry, SSD SATA drive, you want to use something like this. It's a USB 3 adapter, and it plugs right in. Really low power, doesn't need a lot of juice to get spinning like a traditional drive. So there you go. The other thing you're probably going to need, you're going to need a USB stick, something simple, USB 2, small, doesn't need to be extravagant. And you're going to put your gParted ISO on this with Balena Etcher. So that's what we're going to use to get our ISO image to boot off a flash drive. All right, and let's see, what else do we need to cover here? I think that's it. So let's go ahead and get into it. Let me go and pull that computer up. So here we are, right here, and we have. Give me 1 second. I change monitors. It's loading my screen up so I can see it. You guys see it before I do. Give me 1 second here. I'm going to pull up my OBS on the other monitor so I can see it. No OBS. There we go. So here we have our gParted. So you're going to download the image from here. It's going to take you to SourceForge. Lots of ads to the site. Just wait. It's going to auto download over here on the other side. I've already downloaded this, so I'm going to go ahead and skip this download. The next thing you need is Balena Etcher, and you're going to download this from here. For some reason today I was having issues on my main desktop. It worked fine, but on this computer it would not work unless I used Chocolatey. And Chocolatey is really good software if you're used to like a Linux environment where you can do like apt-get install or yum install. It's kind of the same thing for Windows, like winget, but it's a little package. You just copy this into your PowerShell and it will install, and then you'll open your PowerShell as administrator, and you can just run like choco install etcher, and this will install Balena Etcher for you. And of course, I already have that ready and done. So here is Balena Etcher. So you'll click this, And we're going to flash from File. We're going to go to the desktop, gParted. We're going to open it up. And oh my goodness, it's not working now. It was working earlier, but don't worry, it's already done. Oh, there it goes. It took a little while. So I'm going to select this USB drive. If it's not selected, I'm going to hit change. I'm going to make sure it's selected, and then I'm going to hit flash, and it's going to burn that disk onto the flash drive and make it bootable. Really, really good software. Highly recommended this, and Bling the Etcher, and highly recommend gParted Live. Works great. So let's get into it, don't we? So let's go ahead and do our reboot. And just a heads up, on some Dell workstations and laptops, they're gonna be in RAID mode. It's being NVMe Drive installed, but it's gonna be in RAID mode, and we're gonna have to turn that off. On this setup, we don't have to, but I'm gonna show you how to turn it off in a minute here. So on the reboot, I'm gonna hit F2, and then I'll show you the BIOS menu, and then we'll go ahead and turn that off, and then we're gonna flip back. Okay, so let's go ahead and reboot. I'm hitting F2 on the keyboard already, and let me just fade out. So I have to resize my screen. Just give it a minute here. It's taking a while on the reboot. It's Windows. All right, I'm gonna fade back in. Okay, here we go. Okay, entering setup. And then we're gonna go into configuration, set operation, and this will be on usually for some workstations on Dell. So you have to change this from RAID on to AHCI. And when you're done cloning, you gotta change this back to RAID on after you're done cloning, okay? So for now, mine's already this way. I've already set up this way, so don't worry about it, but just a heads up in the future for you guys. And of course, when you're done, like I said, you're done cloning, you want to go back into the BIOS, F2, go through setup, go back to this menu, turn it back on, you're done. All right, we're gonna exit, and then of course I'm hitting F12 now to open up the one-time boot menu. And we're gonna wanna boot into our flash drive we've set up. I'm hitting F12, waiting for that menu to pop up and say it's gonna load. There it goes. So here we are. My flash drive is a PNY USB 2. We're going to start that up. And in a minute here, I'm going to resize the gParted GUI. I'm hitting enter through all the defaults. If you have a different language or you have a different preference for things, they'll be showing up in here. Select your options. I'm not really going to cover that, but because I'm using default options, I'm using default keyboard, default displays, all that stuff's kind of default. So we're just gonna wait for this to keep going. It looks like it doesn't like my network adapter, which is something else interesting. I did this computer as a Proxmox server for a long time. I don't use it anymore for that. You have to install a special driver for that network card for Linux so it works properly. But that's another story for another day. Okay, here we go. Let's go ahead and minimize this real quick. Let's change the resolution so you guys can see it better. We're going to do 720. We're going to apply it. This will make it so it appears correct for you guys. And give me 1 second here to confirm the settings. And I have to refresh my screen for you guys. Give me 1 second. And we're going to fade back in. So this way, at least you guys can read all the text on the screen. Okay. So first things first, let's prep the drive. I'm trying to open gParted up now. Oh, it's already open. Okay, so I'm going to be going through stuff here. I've already done it already earlier to test because I was having trouble this week getting this working. So we're going to delete all these partitions. We're going to apply it. And this is me deleting the partitions on the target drive. I'm cleaning up the target drive. Okay? Oh, we don't want to save details. We're good. We're going to close that. Okay, so once you have a drive in here, sometimes they're not ready to go. So we're going to cover that too. Device, create partition table. We want a GPT partition table. All right, there we go. This is now set. Excuse me. We're going to go to terminal, and we're going to use default Linux commands to clone. It works great. So we're going to do sudo dd, and we're going to do if. That's input file or input target equals. So our input is going to be our drive that we're looking at. So this is going to be dv NVMe, NVMe. We hit tab to autocomplete a little bit. N1. Good. Now out file or out target is going to be the drive we're going to clone to. So that's this one here. It's 1 terabyte, and that's going to be DV SDA. The next we do is byte size. People have said this you want it to be. I like 32 megabytes. It seems to work really well. I've never had issues with that so far. And then status, we're going to status to progress. All right, so we're going to hit enter on this. And I see you guys can't really see that very well, so let's zoom in a little bit and make that nice and big so you guys can see that. Maybe a little more. I think that should be pretty readable. And this is going to go, it's doing 500 megabytes a second. It goes pretty quick. It takes about 10 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and pause the recording now, and I will see you guys when it's done. All right, guys, welcome back. So it completed its clone, and it took 555 seconds. So what is that? That's just under 10 minutes, I believe. So that's a really good, that's fast, you know, for the world of tech. That's pretty quick when it comes to cloning a drive. I mean, compared to everything else you have to do. So we're going to close this, and the next part we're going to do is gParted here. We're going to go ahead, gParted, refresh devices, and we're going to ignore this right now. We don't want to do this yet. It's trying to fix things. So the first we're going to do is we're going to move this over. Resize move. We're going to drag it right here, the little crossbar, little 4 pieces, all the way over. Resize move, hit OK. Now we need to resize our main partition. So let's go ahead and hit this. We're going to resize this. And now we're going to drag this all the way over. Hit resize move. Now we're going to apply these settings. Now when we apply, it's going to try to fix. Now we can do the fix. Okay? It wants to change the size slightly on some of these things, but it's all okay. And it goes pretty quick. This part's pretty fast. Okay, we're done. So, real quick, there is an option to copy and paste from your other drive here. You go here and copy and paste things over. Why you're not going to do that is because, look here, it has a little exclamation point. gParted and most, I want to say most partitioners that you can get that run through Linux don't really recognize this partition format. And what happens is if you try to copy and paste things over, it's going to find a substitute or it's not going to quite do it right, and it will not boot. So that's why we do DD. The DD clone is actually doing the actual like ones and zeros. It's actually just doing a complete actual copy at the source. So it's really, really good. So I'm glad we were able to do that. Get it done. Sorry, I have something flying in front of me now. But it's not going to be on camera. You just see me grabbing that stuff in midair. That's how life is, I guess, huh? Okay. So we're going to close this. Can we finish it? We're going to hit this. We're going to hit shut down. This is the time we're going to go ahead and flip the drives over. So we take the one drive out of the motherboard and put the drive we cloned in the motherboard. I don't have my overhead camera, so you're not going to see it this time. But next videos coming out shortly will have an overhead camera. You'll see me do the actual hardware change out. But if you know how to change the NVMe drive, you're on the right target. So let's go ahead and shut down, and I'm going to be right back. All right, we're back, and I have just changed the drives out, which is really nice because I think NVMe is the best thing ever because it's just one little screw, in, out, done. Before you'd have to take the whole hard drive tray out, take the hard drive out, take all the wires off, put the new hard drive in, screw the hard drive in. It's a whole lot more work. NVMe is the way to go. I love it. So let's go ahead and power that machine on. And we're going to go ahead and change over to the capture card. We're going to fade in, Here we go. And of course, this is where you would hit F2 to go into setup mode. I didn't get there in time, but you would turn it back to RAID 1 at this point, the RAID mode, if you had that set up previously on the drive. Of course, you get booted. It's taking its time. And look at that. We're going to be in Windows any minute here. Might have to, yeah. I don't know if anyone has a solution how to fix that. When my capture card changes resolutions, it stops working in OBS. So if anyone has a solution, put it in the comments. I would love to hear. So, did it work? Well, let's open up this PC. Look at that. 1 terabyte drive. Ready to go. Now, did I actually do it or did I trick you? Well, let's plug in the old drive into our NVMe dock. And look here, I should see it. If I go to Device Manager, no, I'm sorry, Disk Management, I should see a drive in here. If I scroll down, there it is. There's the old drive right there, the 256. There it all is. Actually works. All right, pretty cool. Have a great day.